All right, Coach, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Carolina Panthers and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Two clubs here, each looking to rebound from a Week 1 loss as we're underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
That's it, baby. We gonna work.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. The ball's out. McCaffrey lost it, and the Jags grab it. And it's a terrific return here as he's going to have them set up with a first and goal right at about the 6-yard line. Opening drive fumble, and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles. So this is a bad trend.
And, Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach is going to see that as a direct reflection on his message to the team, and it's not sinking in.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Second and long. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now third and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
You gonna see me in your nightmare. 44, Mike, 44. Let go.
They'll look to throw. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll set up to throw. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On first down, he'll drop the throw. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Well, they tried to swing it on left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Here we go on second and 12. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You know, when you talk about Jalen Ramsey, if he were a basketball player, you'd be wondering about the matchups for him, right? Where would he play? What would he cover? In this case, he can cover just about anything. I think his man coverage skills are excellent. Even a guy of his size, nearly 210 pounds, look at the footwork, look at the agility there as he drove on the dig route and made a play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. They'll drop the throw. He'll get this one complete to Terry Godwin. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And that will tie us at 3-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We find it athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
Let's go, let's go. Watch the ship, watch the ship. General West. Watch the ship. Let's go.
They'll try the right side here with Fournette. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish, holding that to a minimal gain?
30 base. Hey, Steve 6. Steve 6. Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Mike spot 9. Mike spot 9. Stop your whining. Mike, check. Yeah.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
set. 90 Wolf. Protein spill. Five.
Fournette, a first down carry. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches.
44 Mike. Check. Watch us get it.
2nd down and inches. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and less than a yard.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Check. Pilot, 64, weak. Hey, wahoo! Check 59, Mike. Shoot!
He'll drop to throw. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
46-yard line.
Set, ready? 8, read.
Okay, just like that. Just like
6-6, pull it high. Hit it.
They go back to the ground now with Fournette. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Hey, high 7.
44 to Mike.
61, matchbox lights.
Twist.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd and 9 now. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, able to break that one up.
Incomplete. It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
It's our time. It's our time. Check. Fresno.
Recon, 132 fighter. Hey, orbit. Ready.
He'll look to throw. Aguilar has it. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one. So another third down conversion, and now they've got a first and goal.
Hey, Jet. Go.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's second and goal.
A lot can go wrong when you call a play like this down in the red zone, but that's where you appreciate this from your head coach. He's not afraid to trust his guys to do the right thing. And as a player, that means an awful lot.
Second and goal from the 1.
What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Here we go. Under crunch.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10 at the 41-yard line. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On second down, McCaffrey takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got his target, Samuel. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 33. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up the first down.
A first down run not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up second and 9.
1 yard gain brings up second and 9 at the Jaguars' 32-yard line.
Let's go, D. Check 37. Check 37. Anyway.
On second down, it's Caldwell. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Third down.
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on third down. Back to throw. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 12-yard line. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's McCaffrey. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run with McCaffrey, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Let's get it.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. So the snap will come from the 3, but remember, they don't need the touchdown. They can get the first down if they get a yard, and the ball gets to the 2.
Check it back. Check it back.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So the decision to go for it turns out to be a good one. They get a couple of yards, and as a result, the drive keeps moving. It's now 1st and goal. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Complete out to Samuel on the quick throw. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
A nice looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Check 50. Check 50.
Chopper!
2nd and 10. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation. And there, the defense won the battle. So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Looking to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. This time they stay on the ground. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the 1st half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
They'll set up a throw. Looking for Godwin, and he's got it complete. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Back to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this 1st half. They'll throw now on the final play. And he's got his target. That's Moore.
Let's go. Let's go.
So we have reached halftime here at a good one. 10-10 is our score. As we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
Come on now. Let's go.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Here we go. Switch. Switch. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber. Go. Go. Hey. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Let's calm the crowd. Double that screen. Double that screen. Play that.
Yeah, that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Here we go! 90, Wolf, 5.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Adrian Amos, the safety, able to make the play. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, Foxtrot.
They'll look to throw here. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. Taking it about the 36. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. 2nd and 13. And that is incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. 3rd down here. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Let's go, Mike 50. Mike 50. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
They'll look to throw. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop. Hey, Charlie. X3. 218. Chop it. Let's go.
On second down now, Savage. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
General West.
Mike 59. Mike 59.
Hey, Haywood.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. This is taken around the 12. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. So that one will get them halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 now.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Now back to throw. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Set up. 60 outlaw.
Watch the run, watch the run. Slam, slam.
Cut. Let's go.
They'll run on first down. Savage. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Let's go.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Protein spill.
Kill.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Come on,
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
And we got to get to the ball, team. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving. Watch the
Pilot, 64, weak. Get.
Fournette running right. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Set. 60 or. Smooth.
You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Shoot.
They'll set up to throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3-and-out.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. This is McCaffrey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Second and 15. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
Well, this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Hey, exit. Hit it.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Duke Dawson picks it. A critical error there in a tight game to the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw, and nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let him get away, but it does get away, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They run the counter. It's Caldwell. He's going to have the 1st down past the 20. He's at the 50. The 30. The 20. 10. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. 94 yards. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front. So their backs were against the wall, deep back in their own territory, and they run it all the way down into the end zone.
That takes a lot of coordination for an offensive team, doesn't it? Because, let's face it, it's really not a surprise that they're going to run the ball in that situation. Backed up that close to their own end zone, you usually do call running plays, trying to be safe. Instead, it turns into an electrical run, a bolt for your team, and off he goes to the races.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. That'll be a pickup of 4 as they work with this 4-point fourth-quarter lead.
2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Team 6. 43 is the mic, boy. 43. Check, 43. They get
2nd and 6. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be 3rd and 6.
43 is the mic. Ready?
He'll drop to throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. D.D. Westbrook, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jaguars have retaken the lead. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And that's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set them back for 2nd down.
Ready. 50, line 50. Let's go. Come on.
Second and long. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes, when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing.
And it's a fake here on 4th and inches. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And the Jags take over in terrific field position. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now Leonard Fournette. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. They're going to look to throw. It's caught by Aguilar. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
And they're enjoying a fourth quarter advantage.
Ready to go. 44, 44, Mike, 44, go.
And we'll get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A big play there from McCaffrey, 59 yards. So they had him bottled up, able to make a man miss, and then boom, off to the races.
And it's how he made him miss. A little bit of strength, too. Had to work through contact to get him off of him. And then once he did that, now he put his agility to use and took off.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Back to throw. He finds Hopkins complete. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The Panthers on third down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. He'll look to throw. Quick slant, caught by Moore. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his first touchdown of the new season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Hopkins with the extra point, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
27, Panthers 24.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Bearcats made it the 25-yard line. The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and then, by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. That one looks like he'll throw here. And his throw is incomplete. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, able to break that one up. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important 3rd down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. That was Dante Jackson, the one who got a hand in to knock it away. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
So that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Partner, they're clearly saving those timeouts, but they still have to work with some urgency to put themselves in the right position.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. He'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. Back to throw. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 34-yard line.
It's a gain of 10. First down.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This to potentially send us to overtime. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Let's go, baby.
Final whistle blows, and we need some extra time here to decide who will be the victor.
60 minutes, just not enough some days to decide who's going to win the game.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game, because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game. Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best know they need to go down, attack, put the ball in the end zone, and not leave it up to a field goal and give the other team a chance.
As we said, they control their own destiny now. Looking to throw. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. A gain there of 21 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They try to run on first down, but this defense says no dice. They stop them a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That could give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it, because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses, because normally you shake it off, but in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the run, it's Fournette. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
80 weapons.
Come get some.
He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Third and 8 situation. A tough spot here in overtime on the opening drive.
Two-jet bomber.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder if maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, that it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. 2 minutes left in this overtime session, and still all tied.
Two times. 3 down. 50. Mike 50.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
The loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Hey, watch this.
2nd and 11. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Josh Allen, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Mike, 44. You must be getting tired of seeing me. 44 to Mike. 44 to Mike. Get ready. Hey, check 24.
They'll set up a throw. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. So we will see yet another drive in this overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it.
Check. Hey, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here.
Out of the pistol, it's Fournette. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, These pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Partner, a great game that we got to see and making it extra special. Not only did I get 4 quarters with you in this one, I got some overtime, a little whipped cream on top.
Look at you, trying to make this whole thing palatable.
I just want you to pay for my meal later.
And you really just wanted 4 quarters what you wanted. But how much fun was that? We had that type of a game where we got us to overtime, and then we get the dramatic ending to finish things off as well. What a game.
So for Jacksonville, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll be off to Minneapolis next week for a look at new U.S. Bank Stadium and a date with the Vikings. And for Charles Davis.